Hello. Hello, welcome to the MMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMMM Wait, I didn't deselect it. Wait. Welcome to the MMMBBB. Good to you today. I hope you guys are having a nice Sunday. I hope you're ready to discuss the small gods. Hello, is this Bam? Yes, hi. Welcome. That is me. Yes. I'm ready. I'm as ready as I can be. I think for this. Is that wind or a squirrel? That was the wind, okay. Is this the short god Bam? No, I don't think so. That's such a missed opportunity. Wait. Wait, I had the perfect setup. Good afternoon. Oh, nice. Looking forward to seeing more what I'm about. Heck yeah. I hope you enjoy. Howdalin, is this gods villain be small arc? Yes. Them gods do be small. At least sometimes. Or they be really big. Sometimes. Too small of a god to be the short god. I am? Maybe. Yeah. What is something to aim at? What did that have to do with anything? Huh? Hello. Good day. Hello. We love the smaller gods here. Maybe. We'll see what everybody thinks about small gods when we get there. First, for MMM this week, so what we're gonna do is we have you guys' regular submissions. We're gonna go through those as we usually do, and then I'm gonna very, very quickly go over my month, and then we're gonna book club. That's the plan. Yeah. Hello there, are being? Yes, indeed. Religion is so small, you gotta shop for gods in the children's section. Oh man. Yeah, so we're gonna, do normal MMM stuff and then book club. So if you are not participating in book club, the first part of the stream will be for you. And then we'll get into our book. I even remember to pick another book to do next time. As long as you guys want to do that, but we'll discuss it when we get there. Don't tell me yet. Let us begin. We have Thomas Harris's Hannibal Lecter series. Oh boy. Halfway through, finished Red Dragon and Silence of the Lambs, and must say I'm enjoying my first real foray into the crime and suspense genre, unless Sherlock Holmes or Agatha Christie books count. I'm gonna say no, that seems very different, probably. I haven't read any. Well, I've read a little bit of those, but not Hannibal Lecter. Hello, Tuttle Appreciation Club? Maybe. Anyway, Red Dragon was especially interesting to me as you get quite a few chapters from the killer's POV, which isn't something I see all that often in literature. You get to read his thoughts as well as what his childhood was like, and it did a really good job of making you sympathize with him without making him somebody you're rooting for, which I feel a lot of stories tend to fail at. I also watched the film adaptation for the first time once I finished the book, and my god, what a cast! Looking forward to reading the next two books. Absolutely recommend them to anybody who enjoyed Silence of the Lambs movie. I'm gonna be real, didn't know they were books. Especially didn't know that there was like a series. Is it... How does he keep getting away with it? That's my question. I've never heard of the Red Dragon movie either. Sorry, there's like a hair stuck here. Okay. I got it. No, I didn't get it. Oh my god. Please. Okay, that will stop distracting me now. Seen the TV show. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have seen the TV show. There was a time when I was definitely gonna see the TV show. Did not. No one suspects him because of the fava beans? What? I know the name from Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I know Silence of the Lambs and I know the TV show Hannibal. And that's all I know. I didn't know there was so much. So is the TV show based on like a bunch of the books? Really shouldn't get away with it? Okay. Yeah. Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah, that TV show. If there was ever like a mainstream TV show I would consider picking up, it's probably that one. Nowadays. Like Dexter, yeah. Books were what introduced you to second person writing. What? Inflict upon your English teacher. It's your second person, that's weird. Is that all of them? Or like just parts of it? Or 6 out of 10 good at some points. But too artsy? Last season falls off a cliff. Well, that's kind of standard for that kind of show. I think that they don't manage to stick the landing, but okay. That's a take. Neat. Well, I've learned something exists today that I didn't know about. Hello. Hannibal. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's just TV series. They never end good. They never manage to end well. That's beloved Hannibal in that show, yeah. Friend who's never seen Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, I know a lot of people are really into that show. Don't listen to season 3 owns, just not as much as the prior 2. Okay. I'll believe you. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it one day. Oh, it's fairly decent. Alright, alright. Well, neat. Crime and suspense genre. I had no idea it was a whole series of books. I also never heard of Thomas Harris. I don't know if he did anything else of note, but totally unfamiliar to me. Cool. We also have the Odyssey. Oh boy. Somebody here had to have watched the Odyssey and reported back to us about it. Or some bad prequels. Oh, nice. Clocking in at 2 hours and 53 minutes, The Odyssey is a well-crafted adaptation of Homer's epic. While not all of the island stops are included, most of them are, and done with excellent practical effects, highlights being Cyclops and the Witch. The movie's tone borders on horror at points, and if you go in expecting an action-adventure, you might be disappointed. The movie is obvious with what it's trying to say, not that's a bad thing, but I think Christopher Nolan adapted The Odyssey as it served as a good base for the theme and story he wanted to tell. Got the most out of the film watching with Oppenheimer in mind. I think that's the intention, as while not a sequel, the themes share a thematic link about the nature of mankind. Did he make Oppenheimer? Did I just miss that part of that movie being popular for a while? He did? Oh, I didn't know. Oh. Why did nobody ever mention that when that movie was popular? Okay, well, the more you know. Huh. That's quite a back-to-back. You didn't know Odysseus made Oppenheimer? No, nobody told me. It's being carried by Barbie, yeah. Alright, well, I'm struggling to see how those can be related to each other, but I'm sure he did something with it. Well, I'm glad it's not horrible. I know everybody, like... I know there was a lot of controversy surrounding this before it came out. Barbie trend killed it. Yeah, I guess so. When Odysseus says, I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Chill out, it's just a horse. Funny how this Odyssey adaptation really got the average person to become an IMAX expert. You know? Also made the Batman movies. I did know that. I did know that. Yeah, I remember that. Now that you say it, but... I feel like that was kind of quick in between those. I don't know, anyway. Manufactured outrage, really? Yeah, I guess so. I don't want to know which certain groups. But like the prestige about jealous magicians. Oh, okay. Ancient Greece. Oh, sorry, my eye again. I swear, every time I put my contacts in these days, they don't agree with me. I might go take them out. Epic the Musical and its various fan animatic / animations do a great job with the Odyssey story. Probably also plays into some of the issues with the movie. Oh. Yeah, that, I feel like this, this is, the Odyssey is kind of having a time in the spotlight right now between doing this and Epic the Musical. Hot Take Oppenheimer was not good. I haven't seen it, I don't know. Watch Barbie this month. Actually kind of go to dang. Brother's a big Epic fan, kept telling you how inaccurate this was before it even came out. Yeah, I know that was the only like controversy I was aware of around the Odyssey movie was like the people being upset about like the accuracy and the costuming and stuff. I'm completely unaware of what other controversy happened around this film. And I don't want to know. For glasses. Well, I didn't used to have problems with my contacts. But also they're better for streaming. Got the impression that he made it purely to prove that he could. I don't like that kind of work. Reminds me of James Cameron, whose work I don't appreciate generally. But neat. I'm glad it was a decent watch at least. Alright. 0 Greek actors for the biggest Greek epic. Was that the big controversy? I don't know why anybody's surprised about that. How many Greek actors are there even out there? I would never in a million years have expected them to cast Greek actors for this movie. There was absolutely no way. That's a wild expectation. Like, maybe in a perfect world, that's what they should have done. However, I would never actually expect that to happen. Anyway, howdy. That's the Odyssey. I see. Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that. They all should have learned Attic Greek. They should have, yeah. Acting side of filling the role. Yeah. Different, less defensible controversies. Those are the ones you'd heard of. Oh, I see. Anyway, we have the game Too Fast for Gnomes, also known as Geki Yaba Runner. In this game, you play as a gnome hero sent to find a princess for the kingdom. At the same time, you're collecting socks. You gain abilities such as you play, such as the power of speed, anger, and time. Originally played this game on the 3DS a lifetime ago, and it made an impression to last a lifetime. Heard it got a remaster or something close. Never cared, since I can still play the original. I've never heard of this! I've never heard of this! It's too fast for gnomes! Hold on. Too fast for gnomes! It was the first suggestion. Oh my god. Oh, look at it! Oh man, that's some art. I'm feeling Newgrounds in this video game. I'm feeling the Newgrounds in this. I don't think it's from Newgrounds. It's WiiWare? WiiWare? Whoa. It's a Polish game. Huh. Okay, they collect socks, yeah. WiiWare? This has to be the next Nomoland game. Can I get... It's on the... Can I buy it on the Switch? I guess so. The 3DS eShop? Wait. Can I get this? It's Peggy 3, guys! We gotta watch out! Well, we'll keep this in mind. We'll keep this in mind. Maybe I bring out the Wii. Gnome Wii game you had as a baby? Whoa! Whoa! This is... Never. Okay, wait, so it's... Hold on, if I look it up as Geki Yaba Runner... That's on the Switch. Okay, okay. It's on Steam. Why isn't it still called Too Fast for Gnomes? They took away its beautiful title. Oh my god, he kissed a frog. It's on Steam, guys. It only has 6 reviews. Hello. Welcome in. This is crazy. Wow. Why did they release this on here? 80 levels! More to come! Whoa. Wow. Oh, people are saying that maybe this version isn't as good. At least one person says that, but I don't know if it's really true. Alright. I don't know if Nomoland can handle all that, though. That sounds tough. This sounds tough. I don't know if Nomoland can handle this. That's great, though. I've learned something important today. Alright, we also have Alan Parsons' project Tales of Mystery and Imagination. This album uses the writings of Edgar Allan Poe for the entire album, with each song focusing on a specific work. It is also the debut album for Alan Parsons' project, being released in 1976. Most fond of track 3, The Telltale Heart, because it features Arthur Brown, another popular musician who's made some influential songs in his time. That sounds cool. I don't know what kind of music is this. I'm unfamiliar. I do like when you have a fun. This is British rock. Okay. I do like when you have music where they do like an album that's got a fun theme. I'm a sucker for that. I think that's cool. Howdy, welcome in. Oh, neat. That sounds cool. It says they're progressive pop, art rock, progressive rock, and soft rock, according to Wikipedia. Yes, yes. They made a musical? Okay. They have an iRobot album? One of their songs is in Jimmy Neutron. Okay. The name is vaguely familiar. I feel like I probably do know like at least one song, you know. Oh yeah, iRobot. This is their second album. Wow. Yeah, Jimmy Neutron. Hello, welcome in. Which song is it? Serious. Like not like serious, the tone, you know. Serious with the I. I don't think this is related to the movie. This album came out in 1977. And maybe it's inspired by the same things, but it's not. Yeah, it's based on the same thing, but it's not related to the Will Smith movie iRobot. Came long before then. Yeah. But based on the same story. Neat. Seems they do a bunch of did a bunch of concept albums. Their third one says it's based on the Pyramids of Giza. Neat. What if Will Smith was the final Alan Parsons project? That'd be crazy. Hitting the 100 button? Oh, I have that turned off. I can't see you if you hit those. They annoy me. Maybe time travel was involved, you know? Becomes friends with the Beatles. It might be. Yeah, totally. I remember that episode. Anyway, we got Saints Row 2. Plays a gang leader who wakes up after 5 years to find everything you had gone. With the help of your homies and crew, you take back each part of the city from its rival gangs. You have endless customization for character build, cars, cribs, and many activities to endure, such as insurance fraud, police brutality, parody of cops, trailblaze, drug trafficking, etc. While the studio's been closed down and the IP stuck in limbo, Saints Row 2 shows how to rival against the giant that is Grand Theft Auto. Wow. You guys aren't gonna believe this, but I played some Saints Row 4 at one point long ago. That is my only familiarity with the series. Yeah. Yeah, did I like it? It was kind of fun. Yeah, that was superpowers. It was fun as like a sandbox. I don't know, I didn't play much of it. I think I was playing it with someone too, so much more grounded. Yeah, I think I found it at a time when like I found it funny. I don't think I would still find it funny now. Oddly fun to play, yeah. To cure world hunger or cancer. I don't remember. I remember picking that. Discussion with coworkers yesterday about Saints Row 4. What timing? What timing? A lot more in serious than GTA, which is what helped enjoy it a lot more. Yeah, I think that it doesn't take itself seriously, which it's kind of, yeah. A timeline where I found funny games funny. What? I'm sorry. When do I not find funny games funny? Huh? I find unfunny games unfunny. Oh, even better co-op. Yeah. Max out the upgrade on the bat. Yeah. Yeah. It was fun. But I think 4 is kind of a step out of line of what they were usually up to, so I never went back and learned anything more about the other ones. It sounds like 2's pretty fun. Question is what games I find funny. Dark Souls is pretty funny. Northern Journey's been pretty funny at times. I don't know. I don't play comedy games that much. Yeah, Dark Souls is hilarious. Yeah, Portal is funny. Portal's really funny. Portal 2 especially, of course. 4 killed the series for a long time because it went too far. Oh. You tried to retrieve it, which failed. Of course, of course. Saints Row is weird. Every game is wildly different in tone. Really? Saints Row 3 is underrated. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't... All I know is I played 4 a little bit. Yeah. I mean, you can't look at Dark Souls and see like ragdoll physics and stuff, and you find Soma funny. No, Soma is... I have different feelings about Soma. Think about Cave Johnson's lemon rant every 2 weeks at least. I think me and roommate referenced it on at least that that frequency. Yeah. It's sort of a ever persistent thing. Alright, we have Better Man. A movie that I've never heard of. Reasons I don't understand. Decided to watch the musical biopic of a British pop star I've never heard of before. What? Might remember it as the one where the main character, Robbie Williams, is inexplicably portrayed as a CGI ape. What? Turns out it's actually a pretty good movie, though it does come across as self-pitying at times. I suppose that comes with the territory of writing and producing a movie about yourself? Favorite part is at the end where he writes his estranged father to say, "I'm proud of you," which probably did not happen in real life. What is this? What? What? I gotta look this up. I've never heard of this. What? Better Man movie. Oh my god, he's a monkey. What? He wrote it and directed it. What? Who are you? Who is this guy? What? Wait. No, you're not. Wait. What? Robbie, who is this? A big deal, never crossed the pond. Oh. A movie about Pearl Jam. What? No. This guy's not from Pearl Jam. What? British Justin Timberlake. What? In a huge boy band in the 90s, went solo and had a big career. I've never heard of this dude in my life. He's from the band Take That. I've never heard of Take That. I've never heard of them in my life. Why is this movie like this? What? Better Man. What's a jukebox musical a biographical jukebox musical film? What? After what? Mint gaff? Okay. So he didn't write the movie. Okay, he was just in the movie. Okay. Yeah, there's no way the movie is as good as the description of the movie. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, the section in critical response on the Wikipedia is being considered for deletion. Good evening, welcome in. Welcome. Jukebox musical. What's a jukebox musical? The human element is increasingly absent, according to Gregory Elwood. Pearl Jam song called Betterment. Oh, I see, I see. Alright. Where it's full of real pop songs. Oh, okay. Is that also a British term? Is that why I've never heard of it? Oh, I see, I see. That makes sense. Oh, this was nominated for a lot of awards and won a few of them. Wow. Okay. Why was he a monkey though? Why'd they make him a monkey? This was due to his perception of himself as a performing monkey, and his vision of the director's vision of the film as a satirical musical. Okay. It was just monkey business. Monkey is the metaphor used to get the awards. Alright, well, I've learned who Robbie Williams is. As a monkey. Alright, we have the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. In the Netherlands, and went to the Van Gogh and had a great time. Organization and layout of the museum is amazing, making for an easy tour of the place and not at all confusing to follow. It has the biggest collection of Van Gogh in the world, as well as works from artists that were influences of him as artist friends of him. Is that supposed to be an and? I'll take it either way. Highly recommend as far as art museums go. Cool! Cool, very neat. I was reading a book the other day that brought up Van Gogh as an example of changes in people's like tastes and perception of things. It's interesting. They had a recreation of his bedroom in Arles and turned it into an escape room. Sounds like a cool museum. Maybe I should go. Anyway, that's cool. That's cool. That sounds like a great place to get to go. You love a well laid out art museum. Sometimes they're really something. They can be really something. Sometimes I don't know what curators are doing. Anyway. Lend me your ear. Maze like cluttered with nonsense. Yeah, it's just I don't know why so often I go to a museum and it's like hard to get to all of the parts of the museum and to move around it at a night. They just don't know, no sense of flow. Anyway, young ladies don't play fighting games. The anime. A young lady enrolls in an all-girl academy where studies are tantamount and video games are banned. But wouldn't you know it, she really likes fighting games, and so do a surprising amount of other girls in the academy. Probably one of my most anticipated anime adaptations in the last several years, and I don't know if I can properly put into words why. It's completely vibes-based, but there's something special about watching a high school girl rage bait the hall monitor into a 1v1 and then call her cringe when she wins 5-0. Young ladies do play fighting games, and I love pausing the episode every 5 minutes so me and my friend can explain what Okizeme is to my wife and why main character number 2 has the nuttiest mind games of all time. 12 out of 10. Go lab your hit confirms. I think he had a stroke there at the end, but we'll forgive him. Neat. 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 Like a Mario 64 obstacle course. Yeah, that does sound fun. I'm glad that was well adapted. I didn't let you down. 12 out of 10. If you like fighting games, go check it out. Makes you think of the magical girls who punch stuff. Who? Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Very big on the cat and the dragon. I have not heard of that one. I do not keep up with anime. But this one sounds lovely. Definitely not something I would watch, but nice. It's the Powerpuff Girls. Yeah, them. Alright, this is our last of the regular submissions. The what? Huh? Anyway, we got Pantheon, an animated series. Do you consider yourself a person? Do you consider yourself human? How closely are those linked for you? How readily do you accept the reality around you to be real? And how much does this matter to you? All this and more in this can of worms. It's just like the Talos principle. The premise of the show is that a tech company has developed tech to photoscan a person's brain and upload their consciousness to a server, but the scan destroys the brain in the process. The company, of course, essentially imprisons these consciousnesses to continue working as agents directly integrated into the system. The plot goes into the repercussions of this, and these uploads begin to become public, but I will refrain from saying more for spoiler's sake. I have not had anything cause me to reflect on myself and the world as much as this has since Nier Automata, but even that wasn't as impactful. This is probably the best thing I've watched in the past 5-ish years, and I will continue thinking about it for some time. I didn't know, just like Talos Principle, just like Soma, just like a show I just remembered watching from Netflix years ago. It's Altered Carbon? Just like Nier Automata, just like one thing and another thing and another thing and another thing and another thing. Cute, cozy kind of anime following various Kate Sith and their winged uncle and the humans they interact with. Oh, cute! Neat. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. What kind of animated series are we talking? That could mean a lot of things. I'm looking it up. Pantheon show. Oh. Huh. Alright. Yeah. I don't think it's just like Amazing Digital Circus. It's based on a series of short stories. Oh! Wait, I know this author. Wait, are you, Wait. Wait. I've heard of this author. People, yeah, the Dandelion Dynasty. I know all I need to know. Huh. Okay. Oh, it's an AMC series, Pantheon is. Oh. Not a fan? I was not, no. There's a show of the month that people went, why aren't more people watching this? Oh, yeah, I never heard about it. Neat. I will choose to believe that this is better than that series. Elaborate. I read the first Dandelion Dynasty book and I went, and it had me for a while. And then I started the second one and I very quickly dropped. I very quickly went, oh, I can't do this one. It just kind of went down a line of, I don't know how to describe it. It was interested in being a kind of fiction that I didn't want to read. It felt maybe preachy would be a good way to put it. This was a while ago, so it's not like at the forefront of my mind or anything. Yeah, preachy might be it. But I know a lot of people really like his work. Silkpunk. Yeah, uh-huh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What if Robot's bad, but also good? Whoa, you could make a lot of money off that idea. You could do a lot with that. Yeah. Well, neat. I'm glad the show is a good watch. It's fun. New Avatar Aang movie is out. Oh! Animation and background are insanely great, but the story was so whatever. Oh. Oh. Yeah. You hate to see when that kind of thing happens, because, like, obviously a lot of people put a lot of passionate work into it, but also when the core of it's just not there, that's rough. Honestly, Avatar really should just be left alone. I feel like there was this really huge gap of time where we just left Avatar alone, and we could have just kept doing that. We could have just kept doing that and it would have been fine, but no. Dredge up everything, make more money. The Avatar series about who? Yeah, the nostalgia cycle, yeah. Yeah, 20 years in profit. Oh. Will the alien avatar and the bending avatar eventually converge into one multimedia franchise? At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised. At the point of the general media atmosphere that we're in, why not? That would be terrible, but I can't say that's not to be expected. Alright, thank you everybody for your submissions for this month. Those are fun to learn about. Very quickly, here's the games that we played on stream this month. Each Avatar movie is focused on an element now. They're converging, they're getting closer. Tom Holland. Oh no. Yeah, we played Magic Chameleon, that was very fun. Nolan played Peggle. We had a little bit of Ring Fit. We played Five Nights at Freddy's. You did not miss the book talk, we're doing that after this. We had Insane Aquarium. And Northern Journey was just still going, which is going great. And Ultros, which I just finished, which is going great. Played every FNAF game in one stream, that's right, I did. I speed ran them all. And yeah, I did finish Ultros. Yeah. Insane Aquarium did not disappoint in terms of the insanity. Well, we're still playing Bloodborne, and I got the Talos Principle going, which I'm still enjoying. It hasn't beaten me yet. Enjoy Norway Sim. I really like Norway Sim too. Yeah. Ever checked out Amnesia? Yeah, I streamed Amnesia a million years ago, actually. That was very, very long time ago. I haven't played the other ones. I know Rebirth people don't like very much. And I've seen a playthrough of The Bunker. Probably a couple times. So I don't know if playing it, if we'd get much out of me playing it. Fraud Watch, I don't know what you're talking about. Go digging. Yeah, I think that was before I was live 2D. I think I was just a PNG back when I played Amnesia, so that might be, you might get a little bit of whiplash if you go watch that one. I don't know if I recommend it, but it's out there. Was Katamari not this month? Oh, no. Was it not? I didn't see it. I didn't grab a thumbnail for it, so I think no. I don't know. Was it? Katamari might have been this month, I don't know. Maybe it's in the future. Yeah, maybe one day. Maybe. Original creators left the Netflix Avatar live action because Netflix didn't want to let them make Hero a villain. Oh! Now they made this movie, just wonder what are they doing. Yeah. Well. The poetic. Oh my god, we do have to do Penumbra. I want to stream Penumbra, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, we gotta get to Penumbra one day. Ooh, Penumbra. That'll be so fun. Yeah. Anyway. Those were the games. Here's my books for the month. Little bit. Don't tell me, don't say that. That doesn't exist to me. Anyway, what's that book in the top middle? Looks familiar. Yeah, it looks a little bit familiar perhaps. Oh, you read Small Gods too? Oh wow, that's what a crazy coincidence. Whoa, I can't believe it. Yeah, ravens are writing books on the biology of plants now. Yeah. Yeah, you too? Oh, this is crazy. Anyway, yeah, I started Mansfield Park. I don't enjoy it very much so far. I don't like it very much so far, but we'll see. I read Authority. I've talked about that a tiny bit. I liked it. Southern Reach continues to be good. The Plague I'm liking so far. I'm like 60 pages in or something. Wasn't Titus groaning last one too? Is he okay? He's done. He's done now. I finished it, so it's okay. But also he's a baby, so like I don't know what more he's gonna do other than groan. But also, you know, his whole family has been groaning for I don't remember how many generations. A lot of generations. So I don't think it's curable. I wanted to finish Our Lady of Darkness by this time, but I did not because I don't like it very much. I only read it when I want to try to fall asleep. It's genetic. Yeah, it's genetic. Hating the main character, just everything. I haven't really had much time with the main character. I feel like we're just kind of skimming over events so far in Mansfield Park. I'm not very far in. Yeah, I'm still chipping away at my reread of Moby. I've read a little bit of One Piece this month. I've got Concrete Botany going. And I'm still doing a little bit of Fall in London here and there, but not much. No idea how I keep track of reading so many books at the same time. I don't know either, I just do. It just works. But yeah, I picked up Redwall again a tiny bit earlier in the month. Just a little. Any botany facts I care to share? I'm on chapter 3, which is about the parts of the cell, which is one that is not my favorite part of the biology of learning the biology of plants. Hold on, I can remember the name of the one thing though. Hold on. It's isoprene. Yeah, you guys know about isoprene? It's a chemical that plants release, and if you see like a blue haze over like a forest on a hot day, that's isoprene that the plants have released in response to the heat that is thought to protect them from the heat in the sun. Pretty neat. Isoprene. Hold on. Like that. Plant air pollution. It's not pollution. It's sunscreen. But yeah, right now I'm surviving the chapter on all the organelles and stuff, because I just gotta get through it. Yeah. Went on your first voyage. Ooh, cool. Yeah, I haven't done much more in Fall in London yet. I keep forgetting to open it. I was gonna open it today, but I was logged out and I was too lazy to log back in. It logs me out too often. One Piece. Yeah. Yeah, One Piece. I mean, Redwall is a children's book, so it also kind of stands out here. But yeah. Alright, that's just a little bit of my books. So it's book club time. Welcome to the book club. We're doing it now. We have read Small Gods by Terry Pratchett for our first ever book club. Some of you submitted some thoughts on it to get us going, and I think we'll go over those first, and then I have some other little topic things that we can go into, and I don't know. We have read the book. Oh, you blued it. Okay, well, I do have to say I love the little tuttle on this cover, and how absolutely furious it looks. I was about to ask why a watermelon is on the cover, because the garden. Listen to it. Ooh, how was listening to it? That sounds fun. My window is improperly aligned now. Okay, good. Remember, okay. It's indignant with his fate. It really is. Your first Terry book. It was mine too. Yeah, mine too. Turtle on your book cover's markedly less angry, but has an eye patch. Oh yeah, wait, I totally forgot about that by the end, that he like only had one eye. We kind of, that ended up not really coming into anything, did it? Forgot about that. First Discord book you read in full, never finished Color of Magic. I see a lot of people say not to start with that one. Planted several lettuce plants. With the audiobook voices, Small Tuttle had a very angry Scottish accent. I love, there's something really funny to me about the idea of like this being a like really harsh desert setting and everybody's British. Amazing voice work, cool. Like reading Pressure, but not read much Discworld. Okay. Started with Mort. I think a lot of people recommend starting with that. He lost his eye for knowledge like Odin. I don't think he did. But yeah, this was my first Terry Pratchett book. I wanted to... Hold on, I have to get my document open. I have my notes here. I wanted to give us a little bit of... I didn't have a lot of like background to provide on this, but writing style reminds me of Douglas Adams. Was a huge fan of that. Yeah, I can see that. So this is the 13th novel in the Discworld series. It was originally published in 1992, and the series started in 1983. So that gives you, and is also, if you weren't already really aware, it's British. So that kind of gives you a sense of the time that this was written in, and a little bit of its place in the greater, as like part of a greater scheme of a series, even though like this is a standalone. Yeah, he wrote a lot of them. I think the Wikipedia page said that like once he started writing Discworld, he wrote an average of 2 books a year. So you could feel the Catholic schools, yeah. If you read this book and were not aware it was British, I'm not sure what to say. Yeah, so that's a little bit of where this fits into things. I wanted to like have more context. Maybe if I had looked into more about Discworld, I could have had more, but then that would have been a lot to look into, like the intricacies of Discworld. So we're just gonna take this on its own for the most part. Let's see what some of you had to say. I should have made these bigger. Hold on, let me scale this up. Let me scale these up. Oh, okay. Now hold on. How do you pronounce our main character's name, everybody? Let's start there. Sir Terry was a big Thief fan? Really? I saw on the Wikipedia page that he wrote for a Skyrim mod. Brother, but with the British accent. That's so awkward to say for me as an American. It's like brother, but British. Like that gladiator meme? What? Brother and brother was sound identical. Yeah. Pronounced it the whole time as Brutha. Yeah, I did too, even though like they even make a pun about it in the book. They like make it clear that it's not supposed to be pronounced as Brutha, but that's like still how I pronounced it. Cause I'm not British. Oh. You thought his name was Brother for 3/4 of the book. Yeah, Vorbis jokes about it. Yeah. When he gets like elevated. Or he's like offering him that, you know. But okay. Brother. It's just so awkward. In American. I'm so sorry. Buddha, but without an R. Oh. Oh, but with an R, yeah. Just call him bro. Call him bro. Brother. Just every time. Every time I'll just go, brother. Anyway. For our usual submissions, I usually go through them in the order that they're posted, but I've changed that for these ones. So this first one is a little bit of just kind of a summary of the book. So you can call him Bruther, but that means you have to legally pronounce brother as Bruther from now on. I don't have a lot of occasions to say brother, so you know, I don't know. That could work out. Anyway, not gonna be able to join book club, but I can say this follows the school of narrative that presents belief coming before gods do, i.e. gods exist because people believe in them, which means gods will die and disappear if people stop believing in them. The book also goes on how in organized religion often people start worshipping the church and its structures rather than the god itself, which in the book causes said god to lose almost all of its power, only being able to find one person who really worships him, and from that they start or at least try to restore the god's faith. The book also goes into the issues that the theocracy can come to have, as well as what kind of figures rise to power in such a totalitarian and oppressive regime, represented here by Vorbis, one of the scariest antagonists in all the Discworld novels I've read, but also how people can, within themselves, believe in their own ideals rather than what those in power preach. I don't know if I think that last point does. This book is woke! That's really funny to just look over. The caps really sells that. Let's go with bro. His friends call him bruv. This dang book's woke! But yeah, that gives us a little bit of what it's about without touching on much of what happens in the book. Dear Almighty is wow. Do you write this one before or after Hogfather? I do not know. I do not know. We also have went through a Terry Pratchett phase in college, so it was nice to come back to this one. Not my favorite of his books, but Vorbis is one of the most compelling antagonists he's written, and his musings on the divine were fun to ponder. Pratchett always struck me as having an odd relationship with religion. He was certainly an atheist, but also seemed to deeply respect the concept of faith. They're not so much the things people have faith in. Another of his books that explores this would be Carpe Jugulum, which features a faith-questioning priest of Okay, so it's like the same sort of setting. Think a lot about how if had followed a goat herd, would have grown up to be a merciful and tolerant god because goats can think for themselves. Yeah. Yeah, that was... I forgot about that part. Also, thank you. I forgot about that part. Yeah, we did have the whole like sheep versus goats moment. And then I feel like we could have used that idea again later. Carpe Jugulum is about vampires? Oh. Oh, okay. The other one deals heavily with the nature of belief. Oh, okay, okay. Oh. Yeah. I don't... We'll get into more of that, of the whatever's going on in the book. Did a very dumb thing and binged the book in one day, but I think it speaks to the strength of the book that it was mostly a pleasant experience. I think what the book is trying to say is, and I mostly agree with the point, the characters... I think I get what the book is trying to say, mostly agree. The characters are interesting. Overall, 7 out of 10. Solid read, not something I would read again or left a major impact. Still good. Okay, okay. Hawkfather 7 books later. Oh, dang. Let me pull up my notes here. Oh, I didn't put those in a folder. I tried to be prepared. I tried. Did I succeed? But overall, I think we're seeing that we had a definitely a-okay kind of reception. Is it okay to admit you didn't finish the book in time? Yes, but know that we're gonna talk about the entirety of it. So if you care about reading the ending unspoiled, then perhaps you should go finish it. Finished it in one sitting? Whoa. It's like a 300-page book. Wow, okay. Anyway, Tang Tang, the newt god, yes. Had 50 followers, is the greatest character in the book. I was gonna ask you guys if you had like a favorite character. Yeah, the lack of chapter breaks makes it hard to discuss, I have to say. I have to say, it makes it hard to discuss without there being chapters. Commentary on religion was amusing, but wouldn't want to take it as a serious message from the author. Yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. You be his 52nd believer. 52 is a lot. Wish the book was 700 pages and has Fasto Benjes the MC. I do too, actually. I want to know his world. I want to know his world and the newt god. They were great. On an ebook, lack of chapter breaks felt even rougher there. Yes, I was also reading it on ebook. It was rough. I always love the MC. Britta was... That's just the way I read it in my mind for the whole book. I'm sorry. Precious innocent boy. Rip! I mean, it's not like he went out bad. Made it really hard to discern his decent stopping point for the night. It really did, yeah. I tended to like just stop at like a POV switch, which was very frequent. Worst thing was how British it is, got a bit grating by the end. I was looking over my notes again, because I kind of made notes as I went. I started to feel a little beat over the head before we even left the Citadel. So, yeah. Yeah, it was just kind of, yeah. Yeah. And then it just kind of continued to be like that. His condescension got a bit irritating. Yeah. It's just kind of a non-stop. I feel like if we had, yeah, lots of repetitive jokes, lots of like just we're beating the dead horse here, just kind of going at the same point over and over and over and over. Halfway through, it felt like pouring water into a full cup the way some of it went. Yes! Yes! Read it one morning before breakfast. Not a brag or anything. It's very British. Tempted to say Pratchett is at his best doing one-offs or short stories rather than Discworld's bloat. Yeah, I feel like this would have been suited to being a shorter work. Yeah. Like going to New Town, at least the philosophers were a chance for new jokes. Yeah, by the time we get to the philosophers, you get like a new thing that we set up to make jokes about, and then we also wear those jokes out at a certain point. Only so many times you can say, haha, yeah, we just kill people for that here, where it feels like I'm being beat over the head with a brick. Yeah. Yeah. And because, like, I wanted to, hold on. So I think it's important to keep in mind that this is supposed to be like a satirical series, right? We're supposed to be poking fun at things. And so I wanted to ask if you guys think that this book was an effective satire. And so I have a definition of satire to ground us here, okay? Satire is a genre of visual, literary, and performing arts, usually in the form of fiction and less frequently nonfiction, in which vices, follies, abuses, and shortcomings are held up to ridicule, often with the intent of exposing or shaming the perceived flaws of individuals, corporations, government, or society itself into improvement. Although satire is usually meant to be humorous, its greater purpose is often constructive social criticism, using wit to draw attention to both particular and wider issues in society. Super serious? I don't think it's meant to be super serious. I think there were very few jokes that you actually really laughed at, but don't remember which ones they were. I think I wrote down a couple that I did find funny. Some of them I did not, but there were at least a couple in there that I found funny. Enjoyed the scientific revolution that was discovering the disk is flat. Yeah, I thought that the whole thing about, like, working in the speed of light was weird. I felt like I didn't see why we needed to bring that in. And then keep bringing it up. But, there have to be someone who enjoys running jokes for their nature as running jokes, or someone who just agrees with the satire personally and nods along. Yeah, that's the thing, is I feel like this book... The feeling that I got for this book was that it's meant for somebody who, like, already agrees with all of the ideas it's saying, that, like, organized religion is bad, and this is, like, just, I don't know, a comfort read to go, yes, true. Okay, satire, would have loved a lot more if you're still a teenager. Yeah, I can see this working at a different point in my life, maybe. Do not think it was effective satire. The type of religion it depicts hasn't existed for hundreds of years. Felt like mostly preaching to its presumably atheist audience. Yeah, I can see that, yeah. Now, I did see on the Wikipedia page, he said about this book that he got fan letters about it from one, he states pagans who thought it was really negative towards religion like Christianity, really stuck it to him, and also from Christians who think it's incredibly pro-Christian. And that made me wonder about what's going on here. Hello, welcome in. Definitely a satire, but it's trite if you look at it as a commentary rather than as a humorous work. Yeah, but it's hard to like separate those things, right? Like, it's definitely looking to be a humorous work, but it's also I don't know, like, this is inherently a commentary, right? But it's also a commentary that's not taking itself seriously. So then it feels like it fails as a commentary, but I don't know, satire is like a whole thing it does theoretically succeed in commentary. I don't know. I like the joke that the test for the speed of light involved people shouting. They found it was the speed of sound. Was that it? I might have skimmed over that a little bit, actually. Satire of comic authors who make jokes outstay their welcome, have an obvious pet angle on things to put in the mouths of the wittiest characters. Religion is so extreme no one will see themselves in it. That's a good point. That's a good way to put it, yeah. The cinema sins of his era. Yes, this fiction supports my viewpoint. Yeah, that's the feeling that I can't imagine anybody like getting anything else from this. Like, I can't imagine somebody who is involved in a religion kind of like this, the modern equivalent of a religion like this, and like having some kind of revelation about, oh, no, this is bad actually, or anything like. We'll never get someone deeply faith-driven to reflect on the institutions of their belief. No, I don't think so. Yeah, that's exactly it. Moments where I really thought about the religion thing, so I think it has some potential, but it's like a broken clock being right twice a day or something. Yeah. Christians today mostly don't think people should be tortured anymore. That's true, yeah. It doesn't really like align with what thing. It's so hyperbolic that it's not actually reflective of the way religion is in the world. Well, people stopped worshiping the God and started worshiping the church. It's an almost cliched Protestant outlook on religion. Yeah. Quite a look at me, I'm right kind of commentary. That is how it feels. Yeah. So then I'm like, I don't know who this book is for. But a ton of people love this book and his other ones. So I'm wondering if like this one is just really different, or if there's something else in the other books that this one doesn't have. You know? Knew immediately he was forced to attend Catholic school and hated his teachers in church. Don't think he was using this as a sort of tract, but it would be easy to make that case. I don't know, because it doesn't feel like he's writing from a particular standpoint on like an alternative, other than let's all be nice to each other instead. So I don't know. Also, the idea of believing in institutions more than God is a real thing, but modern Protestantism doesn't totally structure every aspect of life like this does. Yes. You know who it's for. Who's it for? Sorry, I keep fiddling with my pen. You can probably hear that. And I need to just put it down and stop. Let me sip tea real quick. Not the British derogatory. But yeah, I felt like it just didn't, at a certain point, it, like, I think the thing that disappointed me, outside of stepping away from the, it's low-key Reddit coded. People on Reddit love these books. I think it has moments, but didn't make that much of an impression on me. Yeah, that's the thing. I think it does have moments. And I was really invested at the beginning when we're starting to do world building stuff. And then we just kind of drop it off. And we only care about that very occasionally. Totally random question. Middle Eastern coded country. Is this supposed to sound like Jelly Baby? Is that the joke? Yes, I think so. I guess. That's what it read like to me. Code turned on would be highly problematic in different ways. Put this next to Pullman as an example of Reddit atheist books, though. But yeah, I was really interested in like some of the stuff that we started to set up at the very beginning, and then it was just like not the kind of thing that the book is really concerned about. And I was thinking, because like Discworld is so well known as a fantasy series, and it feels like people present it as like this really iconic setting. I was kind of surprised that like it's just a generic desert setting, but it happens to be on a disc. I kind of thought that there would be more going on with like fantasy aspects of it. I don't know. And I also wanted like, I don't know, just more interesting setting stuff. There's a lot of like, we very occasionally get a little bit of set dressing in terms of description of the setting, and then we mostly don't care because we only have time for jokes. And that was the thing that I personally didn't like, but ending zoom out for the gods looking down in the city was a nice world building scene. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. I've been wondering if I would have liked this book more if I had read some of the other Discworld books first and adjusted to Pratchett's method of writing more. Maybe I would appreciate the message more if I was used to his manner of presenting it. Maybe. Rest of Discworld isn't like that. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I think the desert is important. No, the desert setting is definitely like important, right? Because we have the whole, we set up a fun parallel between the actual living desert that we're in and the desert of death, right? So like, I think that was a fun thing that we did, but I just wanted more from the world. Because it's very isolated. Maybe other books in the series do more with the world. Yeah, maybe they do. Maybe that's it. Do you used to Reddit atheists declaring anything vaguely religious as stupid, but small gods didn't feel that preachy in comparison? I don't know, because it's coming from a sort of considered point of view of like looking at different people's engagements with this thing, but I also feel like it's just so simplified. Seen a review calling it a road trip story with a comedic element. I actually struggled at the beginning the most. It was so slow, and the God is dumb and mean was so over the top. It wasn't until the plot kicked in when Vorbis and Bertha met that I got into it. It's preachy, but not preaching that all religion is dumb. Yeah, it's preaching that all people are dumb. Anyway, we have a few more comments that I want to read. I saved one of them for a little bit. Let's read these ones. Fun book, however, I'm not sure I'm fit to handle the amount of concentrated British in this one. I think my favorite part of the book was Brother's stay in the desert. I enjoy the idea of beings that are powered by faith of others that die if not believed in. Also enjoyed the scene where Am is fully restored. Maybe a bit straightforward, but grandiose descriptions like that always get me. As for themes, the criticism of organized religion is pretty clear-cut. Faith becomes organized and belief shifts from the divine to the institution. Nothing revolutionary, but serviceably done, carried by Vorbis being a pretty decent antagonist. It also doesn't overstay its welcome by being too long a book. Overall, I'd say 6.5 out of 10 turtles. There's good eating on one of them. Didn't like Vorbis much. Maybe they should have used him a bit less. I don't know. I mean, the whole thing is about the whole thing is that like he's super evil. I did think that he was interesting in a way. I wasn't sure about the way we ended with Vorbis. That kind of threw me. He's kind of the main character. Yeah, his evilness is overdose. But I mean, like, it has to be, because I think that like the way that he is presented and the way that his mind works, there's no way for him to be less evil. If that makes sense. They go through a desert because they live next to a desert. The people on board ship go through the sea instead. I think the beginning was okay, but when we got to a Phoebe all the way to the end is when I started really liking it. I think maybe if I reread it Would like to be getting more too now. Enjoyed Vorbis because there's lots of people who believe they're justified in whatever they do because of their faith. Yeah, I don't know. I thought he was interesting, but I also think that that was a little weird the way Vorbis said. Yeah, Vorbis doesn't. I mean, Vorbis only believes in Vorbis. That's like his thing. But I also think that there's maybe something in his character that I find interesting and cool, but also that like, well, not cool, but you know, as a character, but that you can't really explore in this kind of book, right? Like, I think that like he could have been more fitting or more interesting in something where he's not, where everything doesn't always have to be a joke, where things are a little more serious. I don't know. The thing about the end where he makes others complicit in evil was good. Yeah, the way we talked to like Simony, right? And how like the way that like living in Vorbis's world makes people start to think and function like him. He can be a small god. That's a useful loophole. You know. I liked how the gods are so different from us and how they need an in-betweener humans to communicate. I feel that way, just other people in general, just how we think different. That's an interesting point. I did find it, I wanted more of the whole thing with like human thinking and God thinking. I feel like we touched on it a little bit throughout, and then we got to that at the end where we go and actually visit the gods and see that the way that they view things from the top down, and they see everything as so small and they don't see the like little parts of like the importance of individual people. I wish we had gotten a little bit more with that, because I feel like Om's way of handling that and solving that situation was very simple, I guess. It felt like we didn't have time to solve it in another way, so it was just, and it's fixed. We twisted it, we literally twisted his arm to fix it. Big moment at the end is meant to be Om learned his lesson. People are important, but it wasn't quite earned. No, but the thing is, it doesn't feel like Om did learn his lesson. Also, I feel like, do you guys think that Om actually learned his lesson in the end? And that he thinks people are important now? Because I don't think that's the case. No. Yeah, he had to be told no smiting at the end. Yeah. So, like, I don't know if he really did develop as a character, and maybe the thing is that like he can't develop as a character, and that's kind of the point. It felt like a lot. I think the takeaway that I got from this book is it's just kind of saying, well, people are gonna be people, might as well shrug and move on. Oh well, you know, it was like the things just are the way they are, and they're always gonna be the way they are. Like, but we can laugh about it. I feel like that's kind of what the book is going for. Maybe. I don't know. Rather than like saying anything in particular, it's more just, well, this is how it is. We might as well laugh. I don't know. But it also does seem to be saying that like some things are bad, so I don't know. Not where it goes later. Interesting. So can we say that maybe like this is, I also hate that way of thinking, but do you think that maybe like this is a view that he changed over time and developed and was better at communicating later in the series then? Because like I don't like that way of thinking either, but that's kind of what this book feels like. Expected Om to exploit the established cruelty to force more believers. I also found it okay. He brought the other gods to save Bertha, so yeah, but like he still wanted to smite people. He only cares about one person. I don't think that like changed him, you know? I lost what I was gonna say. Creating my own story in the book instead of what's actually in there, but would like to believe that by the end of the time skip epilogue he learned. Yeah, but like we don't get any indication of that. Like you want to believe that, but I don't think we get anything about it. Yeah. The whole thing is about like these different perspectives, you know, because becomes a tortoise. He gets the tortoise view of the world, but that doesn't actually change him in the end. So like just from a perspective of like a book where you expect to see like character development and stuff, he doesn't really have that because he goes back to being a god and he goes back to viewing everything like a god does. It all just happened because it was historically necessary. Oh yeah, I did. Lutze was like my favorite character. the history manager with his bonsai mountains. I liked that. That was fun. That was neat. I like Mr. Man Nobody Notices because he's a 5,000-year-old history managing priest who decided how things are gonna go. Oh, there are other books too, that's nice. Lutze and Fast Revenge book win, yeah. I missed a comment earlier about, the War Machines thing that unfolded, which I thought was interesting. I didn't expect that to be, like, where Ern's whole thing went. I didn't expect the, technology bad, actually, thing coming in. I don't know if I felt like that fits with the other themes that the book was about, but it was I didn't expect it. It was kind of fun. The turtle moves, except the turtle doesn't move. The turtle moves except when it doesn't. I like the stuff at the end about historical necessity. A war needs to happen because of how Omnia's isolated technology will be used to war. And Bertha can't stop it on his own. Yeah, yeah. One constant is death, though. I think changed at least a little. The religion. Whoa! Markiplier again? Spiteful little tort. Also update the link. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mark. Religion changed so much because was too passive of a god. Him fighting the gods at the end was him deciding to take responsibility for once. That's true, but then, like, he's taking responsibility. I will accept that he changes, but I think that, like, he doesn't change in the way that the whole book is set up for him to change in. Then, like, the book sets up for him to have a change and stuff, but it's not the change that he has. The way the book ends, the church doesn't change, only the person in charge does. Well, no, that he changes the church a lot, so, like, I don't... Our problem doesn't change because the book would have to comment on issues of faith and not the church. I have a point I keep trying to make that I keep getting sidetracked from about simplicity. That I think Pieboy might make here in this comment. So let me read a little bit more of this. Felt like a straw man, uncaring caricature, and was forced to be a character that cared when he saw bad things got. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think the religion does a lot about it changes, but like we also don't interrogate the nature of like an organized religion being a thing to begin with. We kind of just say like, yeah, it actually can be good. Organized religion can work out nicely for people. Wow. Anyway, we have the second one on here. My introduction to the Discworld universe, and honestly, it was alright. My opinions on the book overall have flip-flopped around as I've had time to sit on it, but I think my main gripe is that I didn't particularly care for the Omnian parts of the setting and story, especially by the end. Brother's interactions with the outside world and Om's talks with the gods and recollections of the past ended up being the parts I enjoyed the most, and I think my preference to the world building over the message trying to be said should say enough. Purely personal preference, but I have a hard time taking the themes and morals seriously when the main portrayers of them are satirized to an overly comedic point. Despite that, I still think I enjoyed Brother's Journey enough to at least check out other Discworld books. At the end, Brother's the head of the church, so what actually was achieved here? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, people believe in again? I feel like that wouldn't hold. But... do we get to take a vote on the next book, or is it 100% BM decision? I have two options. I have two options for the next book for you guys to vote on that we will talk about at the end. Nothing stopping another evil dude from taking control. Yeah, no, totally. Totally. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with some of you guys here. No suggestions allowed. I mean, if you have some, but I did come up with a couple. If you guys don't like either of them, we could talk about other options perhaps. But okay, here we go. The TLDR. Does the look at faith work for people? For me, it oversimplified to make a trite point, which could have been made more interesting. And then I'm not going to read all of the other stuff down underneath these, but that you did remind me in this comment of something that I felt really consistently in this book, that things are very simple. Everything is incredibly simple in this book. Everything works in a straightforward, understandable way. Nothing is unexpected. Nothing is mysterious. And I don't know if I think that's necessarily a weakness of the book. I think on some level it probably is. But I didn't enjoy it, personally. But also because it's dealing with such big, complicated, messy ideas, I think that kind of hinders it in a way. To present everything as, like, understandable and like, the whole world is distinctly comprehensible. There's nothing about it that's beyond our understanding or not easy to joke about. And that didn't work for me, because I feel like that doesn't ring true to, like, my feelings about the world and my experience of anything, and also my interests in media. So he does acknowledge that 52 believers is a lot of people, but does he really continue to believe it? I don't understand how there can be a setting where your literal god comes down to your city and you still lose faith in him. Yeah, but think about generations. Like, if it's 100 years after that, the people who believed that are dead, and the people who come after them who didn't actually see him do that aren't going to continue to believe. So, like, they end up in the same spot again. And I mean, that is part of, like, what the book goes into, is that, like, the succession of gods and how they rise and fall, but I don't know. There's a throwaway line around the end that almost new believers might not last that long. Yeah, because they probably won't. Would the narrator be Klaus's omniscient narrator, basically lays everything out for us? I guess so. I don't think that's, like, the necessarily what I was, like, thinking about with it, but yeah. Most of the time we stay pretty close to everybody, though. And then every now and then when we, like, feel a need to explain things, we just kind of step back enough to do that and then go back. I don't know. I didn't think about the POV much beyond it switches POVs so frequently, and that bugged me a little bit. I was gonna say that the dealings with the sea goddess was a bit mysterious, but even that was a bit unexplored. Yeah, we did kind of leave that, but I feel like we just kind of decided we didn't need it, and if we did explain it, it would be very simple. Dark Souls fan confused when Laura's just spoon-fed to them. But I mean, like... I used to come down frequently knowing the shapes of different animals. Yes. That's true, I guess. And people still didn't believe. Right? I don't know. The small gods felt mysterious, or at least evocative. Yeah, I would say the small gods felt evocative. I did like that. I don't know if mysterious is it, though. Unknown and massive and cannot be fully grasped. That's true, but I don't know if they're presented in that way. Like, I think I think it's evocative, right? But I don't know if... I did like those parts about the small gods and them in the desert trying to claim followers. I thought that was fun. That was probably one of the moments of the book that I liked the most. Crucially, the Discworld isn't the real world, though. Like, there's a great deal more certainty about the nature of existence going on through its, rare people, and within the story are proven to any given fact. This rare... Okay, I see. I see what you mean. I don't know. I feel like then that's a weird... I guess I'd have to read more, maybe, of the series to get a feel for that then. But in this, it did not work for me. Such complex themes, having to put a solution/right way of thinking on a silver platter is certainly a decision. Yeah. Yeah. The only mysterious aspect was the afterlife, and even then the rules were pretty clear. Get walk in. Yeah, I did find it weird, the whole afterlife thing. Did anybody else think it was odd that, like, that there's a disconnect between, like, the gods and the things that people believe in and this desert of death that just is, and everybody knows about it? Because that's very distinctly different from real-world religion, where most of the point of real-world religion is beliefs in death, in what happens when you die. So, like, we all just... the desert is just the thing? I mean, I guess the Omnian religion is saying that, like, you go to hell or whatever if you're bad, but I don't... there's a disconnect here, right? And I understand that it's probably something that we've, like, long pre-established in the other books, that the desert that is death and judgment at the end, and death is the guy who's there. But it doesn't feel connected to what else is happening in this book, right? Waiting for him to address it, didn't get many answers. Yeah. It's not always a desert. Oh! Okay. Afterlife felt more like it was supposed to be a connection to the other books than anything of import to small gods. Yeah, but then, and I thought that too the first time. And then we kept going there. Like a lot. We kept ending up there, and I kept going, okay, when does this connect to other stuff? Like, why do we need to keep being here? We would, like, follow random people to the death desert, and I didn't really get it. The only character in the book that appears in the other Discworld books, maybe they elaborated more about the desert in those. Yeah, no, I know that death shows up I know that death is really important in a bunch of the books. Maybe not a bunch of them, but, like, there's books that are all about him also, so. Maybe you get something based on your religion at the end of the desert. Maybe? I don't know, they just say judgment is at the end, so maybe that's different for different people. Not sure what the point of the Omnian religion is. Like, if hell or heaven exists irrespective of God, why believe in the God? Yeah! Like, what's the point of belief in this world? What is this religion, actually? I mean, I don't think that it's... maybe it's just not supposed to represent real-world religion, but also, like, I don't know. It's not about the afterlife, it's about the gods giving you benefits. Which is, like, I don't know, maybe some religions historically have been like that, but I don't think that, like, Christianity is like that. You pray and he gives a good harvest, or doesn't smite you with lightning. It's a very disconnected from the modern world sort of idea, that one, huh? I don't think many people are really into that so much. The ship didn't end up in the desert. No, I think the ship was in the desert, right? I think it was. Only guess I have is that it was all built up for Vorbis being unable to bring himself to traverse the desert. himself and brother deciding to lead him. Yeah, I mean, I guess that did come through in the end, but it still doesn't feel like it justifies it all, you know? That's how ancient Greece did it, which is all over the story. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Kind of has to represent real-world religion to be effective commentary. No, that's what I'm thinking, right? There's home that Vorbis doesn't actually hold any personal beliefs like everyone else. Yeah, I don't know. Did anyone else find it kind of unlikely that literally no one else— I understand it's like a plot convenience, but literally nobody else actually believes in in this whole gigantic, like, country? I know, like, that has to be the thing because that's the entire premise of the book, but I don't know. I think Terry just wanted to write a book set in Bible time / ancient Greece. Yeah, I think that might be it. Yeah. 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 So convenient. Anyway, we also have number 2, Where Are the Women? Which is like, which we haven't mentioned yet. And I saw a little bit, yeah, we never deal with a genuine believer. It feels like a cop-out. Yeah. Yeah. A woman is in this book like once. We meet the sea goddess. That's it. And I looked up some discussion about Discworld and about this book, right before I finished it. And I saw that some people were having a discussion where they were upset that somebody had called this book in particular out for not having women in it, and said that it's okay because he wrote other books that are all about women. It's all about women. And it's really feminist, so you can't call him out for this book. And I went, well, I don't know. We do mention the grandmother, and we mention the penguin goddess, but like, I can kind of understand when we're in the Citadel in Omnia that like the structure of the church is that there are no women, but we only mention that like once. And then we don't keep picking on them for that in the way that we pick on them for literally everything else. And then we go to a Thebe where theoretically women live, but we never see any. We just never acknowledge that they exist. Like, I don't know why that we just, I don't know, we're in a man's world. Men run religion and men are philosophers, and there's no room for anybody else in the story, I guess. Except for the sea goddess. Woman is just a concept. I feel like the whole point of a Thebe was to shatter brother's beliefs. Meeting a woman is a natural scene that writes itself. Yeah, true. You'd think that women being free would be brought up as some type of blasphemy by the Omnians, but I guess not. Yeah, yeah. Don't think it's intentionally sexist, but it does come across as that. Yes, I think that too. Like, it's not intentional, but like there's a glaring omission here. That like we had a lot of material, honestly, for more jokes, like that we just kind of glossed over. He had met a woman. If he had met a woman, he would have had 10 more pages of him figuring out what a woman is. We do have that moment where like in the desert of the temptation of the small gods, which is, I think, the closest we get to meeting a woman in this book. And it would have been fake. And only for gratification. Makes jokes about women, but they never show up. Yeah, yeah. But at no point is among the list of problems with Omnia, is it a problem that women are not included in this structure or have a say in anything. Like, I don't know. Rationalize it as they don't believe in Om enough. Huh? Well, the book had been improved by Brother going, oh, and women empowerment at the end. Can't make up my mind, but I'm leaning yes, largely for comedic effect. I mean, I don't think that, like, if we just throw it in at the end that it makes any sense, but, like, it should have, I feel like we could have integrated it throughout the book. Just, like, any acknowledgement of the existence of women as members of any society. Oh, women? Eh! Yeah. Would you prefer / do you think your opinion of this book would have changed if it had women? No. No, definitely not. But, I still think that that's a weird omission. What if Ern had been a woman? That'd be cool. I see no reason why that couldn't have happened. You know? The question's probably gonna come out worse than I intended to. Okay, would adding a woman character or changing existing character woman add anything to the message of fucking selling? No. No, it just would have not made it seem like he's sexist. At one point he pokes fun at a feed for not allowing the poor, the foreigners, or women to have rights. Oh, did that happen? Maybe. But still. He doesn't poke fun at Omnia for that very much. I don't know, maybe it's just that, like, that's not what this book is about, so we didn't make it what this book is about. But also, like, the times that we do mention women, it's like, is saying that the goddesses dress bad and have stupid hairdos or stupid penguins. I don't think he's sexist. I think he didn't think about it, which is its own thing. Yes, I totally agree with that. I think that's like 100% what I would agree with about this. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that it's wrong or bad. I'm just saying that, like, he didn't think about it, and that's a thing on its own, you know? Their wholesale omission is odd. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Unfortunate coincidence if I had to put a proper descriptor to it. Yeah. Yeah. That's... yeah. Several books earlier in the series was Equal Rights, which is about witches, and shows that he does think about this sort of thing when inclined to. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that I think he is sexist or that he doesn't think about it, but it's just weird that he decided to completely not think about it at all for this book. It gives a weird impression. All the things he was satirizing are mostly centered around old men, so feminism probably wasn't on his mind. Like, that's fair, and I'm not asking for, like, super feminism, whatever. I'm just saying it's a weird omission. It's weird that we almost completely left women out of the story. when like we could have when it's an angle that we could have taken on things and we just didn't, when we take so many other angles on this critique or this satire, you know? You will say that introducing women would have made it better. It would have at the very least opened up more jokes and avenues. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a whole angle, a whole like pocket of different criticisms and jokes that he could have made, and he just left it out. I don't know. Whoa, short cancels Terry Pratchett. You didn't say Sir Terry Pratchett. That's how I know that's fake. Can we rewind because calling the feminist witch book Equal Rights is 10 out of 10. Yeah, see, there it's out there. That's why, like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird that this book is like this. He's been knighted? Yes, as I've been told. I think I found the most weird in the book that women are only mentioned to look at the outfit they wear and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. There aren't that many active characters to begin with. No, that's the thing. There aren't that many characters because I don't know. Doesn't need to be any amount feminist. No point need to be made on feminism, but women, you know, exist. Yeah. Anyway, we also have recommendation for a similar book with an opposite perspective of Past Master by Ari Lafferty, and I'm gonna let you guys read more about that in this comment if you want to, because I don't think that book is a satire either. That's like a much more serious book, isn't it? Characters aren't that complex. No, but I don't expect complex characters in this. I don't expect complex characters in a book like this. Like, it's clearly not going for that, you know? Women are too smart for organized religion. Grandma's market shoppingly, Grandma Sea Goddess in the statue. Yeah, yeah. Almost could have been avoided if brother had to confront his grandma at some point. Women believe her big personal moment for him. Is she dead? Isn't she dead? I got the sense that she's not around. Where is she? How did he become a... It doesn't matter to the story, so we didn't put it in. and you're not supposed to think about it, I think. Anyway. Could have found a way to make that scene happen. True. She's in the kitchen off the street. Oh. Wait, people call this super duper deep and thought-provoking. Expected a lot more. People say that a lot about these books, and I was curious if like it's just this one that feels this way, or if I don't know. Or if something else. Have we considered that all the women in this world are too smart to be anywhere within war-declaring distance of Omnian society? I mean, maybe. Maybe that's it. Can't believe the 30-year-old man in the 90s didn't care about women, but apparently he did care about women. He did write books about women. I don't know. It's mentioned she sent him off rather than him volunteering. Oh, okay, I forgot that part. He was so woke that he omitted women to spare them this hassle. This is actually extra woke that we left the women out of the book. Hold on, I wanted to find, I wrote down a joke that I thought was funny, I feel like. I wanted to... Oh, I did find it kind of fun. We were doing some parallels with like the eagle and the tortoise throughout. That was kind of neat. Or I guess the turtle. We were kind of interchanged tortoise and turtle concepts. We treat them as largely the same in terms of like in terms of stuff. The way that we get the Vorbis turns on his back, and then we get the like torture machine at the end where you get like strapped to the back of the turtle to... It's basically the same idea. I thought that was kind of fun. Equal Rights was written before this, so maybe thought you could write a whole book about men as a treat. I don't... And that... but it doesn't... You know, I could see if like that was the point and we were specifically commenting on the things men do, but that doesn't feel like it. I don't know. Don't want this to be a case of the friend who is too woke, just thought it was an interesting talking point. No, I mean, I think it is also. I don't... Oh, well, maybe I didn't write it down. Maybe I didn't. Scales of Tortle. So yeah, we had a few scales of Tortle. I guess not. I like the series of coincidences that led to the temple doors opening like a miracle. Wish that it had more impact. That was fun. That was a fun little sequence. I liked it. I liked the merchant guy. I liked the guy who was trying to sell moldy fruit or whatever all the time. He was fun. Apparently he's a recurring character in the series. Or he's a version of a recurring character. Would like to preemptively add equal rights to the vote for next book club so we can even out Ratchet's gender seesaw. I don't know if I want to. I don't know. Gonna go buy some lettuce stalks. Have fun. Have fun. Joke that he had turtles to sell at the end, but he had to remove the person on their back. That was fun. I felt weird about him at the end, though. I felt weird about him at the end, though, and the way that we go, like, yeah, he's fine. Even though we, like, we point out that what he is doing is like, reprehensible and evil, but then we go, he's still fine. Like, okay. Playing another character. Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause he's just a little guy. Yeah, no, like that's my point. Like that's like the whole book. Like I said earlier, I think that's like the whole book. Oh, wait, I do have one here that I read. I have a line I wrote down that I resonated with, which was, I used to think I was stupid and then I met philosophers, which you can take to mean a few different things. I like there's a couple different ways to read that. What did we think of Didactylos and Urn? They were fun. They were fun. I think, I liked how, I liked the part where, we take Didactylos to the turtle move people, and he's like, I don't know what you want from me, man. I liked him throwing his lantern. He might have been one of my favorites. He was pretty alright. He was pretty alright. Like how the Reaper spoke with all caps. It's very simple, but immediately told us who was before saying it. Yeah, I did like Death's thing. I think people are really attached to the Death character because of his other books. Yeah, Diogenes, man. Bit too Diogenes at the beginning, but I liked him later. Yeah, definitely. I think it, he developed nicely. At the beginning, I also didn't like him as much, yeah. Yeah. Hello, what is this book about? This book is about, funny... It's funny that religions are bad sometimes. It's about Tuttle. Death gets to drop a lot of the best lines in all the books is the thing. Yeah. Funniest jokes of the whole cast, yeah. Like how the philosophers just became a ragtag team sort of doing their own thing by the end. Yeah, I mean they were kind of... They had to deal with Simony being sort of bullheaded, doing his thing. I did kind of wonder at the end about all of the Turtle Moves people, what happened with them. Like, we have this idea of a whole revolutionary group, and then their thing doesn't happen, and then they don't matter anymore. But I guess they did matter anymore, so... Yeah, this book's about how you should grow more lettuce for turtles. Ern was okay, more of a victim of me not 100% enjoying the conflation of philosophy and mathematics / engineering. But that's an old idea, right? I think that's the thing about that, is that that's like an old... Like, that's what philosophy used to be, those things. So, like, historically, it makes sense. Even though, like, the way we separate those kinds of those things now is different from how, like, people in this kind of setting would have looked at it. So, like, I can see that. Yeah, like, the separation of, like, sciences is a very new concept. Like, it used to be that everything was, like, natural philosophy. Like, anything that we think of now as science was a philosophy, and the thing that we think of as philosophy now is a highly specialized thing that is incredibly restricted from what they used to consider it. If you take science from philosophers, they have nothing left. But yeah, philosophers, that used to be their kind of thing. Biggest impact this book will have on me is madly curious about the taste of tortoise soup. No! Who invited Sergeant Simony, right? Why did we keep hanging out with him? Yeah, I guess in a few months everybody's gonna know is the thing. It's just, whatever. We all know the turtle moves now, so it doesn't matter. Their philosophical figurehead turned out to be a teacher and not a firebrand. Yeah. But we didn't, like, deal with that. I don't know. I just wanted to, like, go deeper on stuff. I wanted this to be a different kind of book. I think that was the thing, is, like, even, like, aside from any potential weaknesses with the book, I think that I think that, like, it just wasn't the kind of book that I was likely to connect with. There's good eating on one of them, apparently. Separation and hyperspecificity of scientific fields is quite new. Quite new, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, this is something that I find very fascinating and want to learn more about and have done a little bit of reading on. How good can the eating be? I gotta know. You know, nobody ever eats one. Nobody ever eats one. We never find out. Whenever the book is in doubt, it does whatever it thinks would be funny. Yeah. 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 Let's see. Did I have anything else to bring in? I think we managed to have a decent... this managed to be a pretty full discussion without me relying on these notes. So that's good to know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we covered a lot. Comment on past semester, but not derailing. Yeah, it is fairly satirical. Oh, okay. No, not every line has to be a joke like this, but it's still pretty out there. Oh, okay, okay. Cool. Oh, that's messed up. Oh. Yeah, that's it. What would I rate it out of 10? This is all that matters. I don't like number ratings. I don't want to give it a number rating. I don't know. I don't think in those terms. I had a few ideas for the ending of the book before I reached it, and one of them was someone is gonna cook them. That would have been fun. How many thumbs up? Well, I only have 2. I'll give it 2 middle thumbs. I was afraid that I was gonna be alone, or mostly alone, in not having really connected with this book. Yeah, thumbs in the middle. You know, not up or down. 2 thumbs in the middle. I am, like, morbidly curious about other books. If for those of you who haven't read other Discworld books, would you read another one now after this one? I'm, like, morbidly curious. I think I still wouldn't enjoy it very much, but I kind of want to know what other ones are like. Initially didn't want to write in too negatively. Yeah, I was afraid of how I would have to, like, bring my thoughts to this discussion if everybody really loved the book. If you want to see more why people like Discworld books as fantasy, better off starting with something set in Ankh-Morpork. Okay, I see. Sort of curious, not for a bit, I think. Yeah, I would not start one anytime soon. Surprise Book Club was mostly in agreement with me. I am too. The way people rave about Terry Pratchett was like, I was expecting everybody to love this thing. And I'm also used to having unpopular opinions about stuff. Do want to say, I love the part where Brother accidentally learns to read because he consumed half a library and his brain nearly exploded from the math. I did think that was fun. The whole, like, his brain felt sloshy because he absorbed too much stuff. That was a fun bit. Oh, my time. If another one got picked, wouldn't be kicking and screaming. Okay. Would really need to hook me with the concept if I were to read another. Yeah, maybe that would be it. I would have to, like, go looking through them all to find one with a concept that I was really into. Because people really recommend guards, but, like, I look at the premise of that and I go, I don't know if that excites me. And now, like, after reading this one, I think I wouldn't want to do that one. So, like, I'd have to find one that I think I would like and then hope that I actually like it. What about a guy running the Ankh-Morpork post service that someone recommended you? That sounds fun. Maybe that's something. I had the same concern, thought you were gonna get jumped for saying it wasn't very deep. Yeah, no, I was also afraid. probably give another Discworld a shot later. Dug a little bit of the world building that was in Small Gods. Yeah, like there was almost something, but like we just left it alone most of the time. Really enjoyed the book club. Sweet! Just don't like fantasy. Well, this one wasn't much of a fantasy. Could do Mort. That's the first of the death-centric books. I've heard good things about Mort. I mean, people say good things about like all of them, except the first 2 or 3. But, yeah, did you guys enjoy book club? Was this good? Is there some other thing or way you would like to do this in the future before I pitch you guys the next book I have in mind for us to read and you guys vote? This was fun. Rated on a scale of vegetables. I would enjoy. Super. Yeah, made you read. Cool, cool. I liked to laugh you're a kid. When they made Country Jelly Baby was hilarious. Yeah, yeah. Liked it much. Nice. Okay, melon out of 10. Alright. Liked having a reason to read. Give it a melon out of lettuce. Ooh, I'll take that. Scared your takes would be too simplistic? Nah. No, that was my thing, is I wanted to make sure that we had a discussion that was like good for everybody. We're about needing to do a freeform discussion with a constantly moving chat, but it turned out well. Yeah, it was a little hard to keep up with, but I tried. I tried my best. Alright. So one of these I think you guys will be aware of pretty well. And one of them you might not be familiar with. Oh, let me double check a fact here real quick. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Wait, where's the other one? Okay, well anyway. The Bible versus OP fanfic. Spirited discussion. Okay, so for our next book, I'm gonna put them both on the screen and then I'll make a poll just so that everybody makes an informed choice. Yeah, this font is fine. So, I was thinking we could do Jules Verne. Am I spelling that right? Hold on. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Do I not have a... Did I not? Oh, I did. Okay, I spelled that right. We could do 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Which I imagine many of you will have heard of before. I think you can guess what it's about if you're not already familiar with it. I think you could probably guess what it's about. It's from for 1869. 1869 of the book's cover. Well, I think the book has had many covers. But it's a book from 1869 about traveling to the deep in the ocean before that was a thing that could be done. So it was a speculative book about what would be at the bottom of the ocean, that kind of thing, and the workings of traveling. Okay, I can find a cover. I can find a cover, I suppose. The other one is a very specific edition. So, big discrepancy between class public domain translations and modern ones. That's an interesting point. We could try to agree on a translation. Yeah, see, I think I read this as a kid, but I don't remember it. Some which are abridged. Okay, well, we'll have to, if we pick this one, I'll do some extra research and try to point people in good directions, to make sure that we're all roughly on the same page. But I would have to do some, like, extra research for that. Give me the image. Here's a cover of this book. Translations were sanitized and made stories for boys. Okay, okay. Noted. Starting the review with a brief synopsis description would go great if you want to clip the segment as a video. I was not planning to do that, but noted. Alright, there's that one. And then, another book with no female characters. Even new translations are heavily abridged. Oh. Well, okay, the more you know. But I'll figure it out if you guys do pick that one. Otherwise, I offer you Algernon Blackwood, who is one of the first authors considered weird, that being the genre that like develops into like H.P. Lovecraft. And so he wrote horror stories mostly. And we would be reading a short story collection of that, a specific one. But just for the purposes of putting it on here, I'm just gonna say that. Center. And let me get the cover of the one I had in mind. Penguin. Algernon Blackwood. People, I know, what a cool name, right? A pulp author. Yes. Was this before? Like, I think this was before the height of like those pulp authors, though. Like, this was he lived. Well, he lived until 1951, but he was born in 1869. So, like, yes. Yes. What if I want to read in bed and don't want scary dreams at night? Well, I guess that depends on how sensitive you are to things that were considered scary at the turn of the 20th century. But I've never read any Algernon Blackwood. This is the specific collection I was looking at for us to read. Those are the options. So we have a collection of cool old horror / weird stories, or we have a speculative journey into the depths of the sea. Let me make a poll. I also thought that it would be kind of fun with the short story collection, because then we would have like quite a variety of things to talk about. Whoops. But I tried to come up with some stuff that you guys would like. Blackwood one might be hard to find unless some VTuber happened to have a sponsored link to a bookshop. Well, guess what? I also, if you guys do pick that one, I will post a list of... I never wrote for pulp magazines. Oh, okay. Some mysteries were publishing those later on. Okay, but I think he inspired those authors for sure. If we do pick this one, I will post the list of the stories that are in this collection, so if you don't get this exact volume, you can at least find those stories specifically. Specific stories you want to share, just general thoughts on the stories. Yeah, like we would read the whole collection, because it's you know, a collection that's about the length of a standard novel, right? And then we could discuss bits of specific stories, or which ones you guys liked more or not, you know. Let a ground to cover in one discussion potentially. Yeah, I think it could be. I thought it would be an interesting different angle to try to cover. Oh, I didn't mean to add another option. Oh, I can't remove it. You used to not be able to remove that. Okay, I start the poll. Hello, welcome in. Let me clarify. This is why can't I edit this? Hello? Okay, well, Clip Studio Paint broke. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna add horror on that. There. But yeah, if you guys pick 20,000 Leagues, I will try to do research and get us settled on good translations that are acceptable and that are of varying levels of accessibility for everybody. And if we do Blackwood, I will post the list of the stories that are in this volume. The fact that you never heard of Algernon Blackwood makes you lean towards that going for the unknown as classic horror, right? Yeah! Short stories might be easier to find through the thousands anyway. Yeah, that might be. But I'm gonna try to figure out the translation thing for you guys if you do pick that. We can't do both. I mean, we could do one of them later than the other, but what if it draws? I don't know. We all sit here and wait until it's not tied. If it ties. I don't think I've ever read true horror other than maybe Lovecraft, and even then doubt that counts. Some of his stuff would count. I think it varies based on what you're reading. Yeah, it's very close. It's now 50-50. Been meaning to read 20,000 Leagues, but putting all my trust in you to pick a good translation. Okay, I'm gonna try to pick a couple. I'm gonna try to find like a good print translation that you guys can get your hands on, and also like a good public domain one if that's possible. I'll have to do some research, so I won't be able to send you like an immediate here's the book, get the book, but yeah. Oh, we had an early lead for horror, but we're coming back to the sea. But yeah, I tried to pick stuff. I thought that either of these would be a pretty good, that you guys would be interested in either of them. I kind of did think that 20,000 Leagues would run away with it, but... Oh, we're really... Ooh! We're fighting for it. You guys are fighting. Man, my voice, though. This is tough on my voice. Holding all this discussion. It is sci-fi, yeah. If you vote, you're morally obligated to finish the book. Get your library card so you can get Libby and digitally rent any book you want. That's true. You can get the book from your local library. You can get the book used. You could get an ebook. There's a lot of ways to get your hands on books. Or get books on your device, you know. Do I have next month's bingo? You already have next month's bingo. The bingo I gave you guys last month is the one for this upcoming month, and then the book club will be for the month after that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody should just get a library card. Like, getting a library card is always a good idea. Alright, I'm not seeing any more votes coming in. I'm gonna give you a couple more minutes, a little bit more time, and then I'm gonna call it, but it looks like it is decided. It looks like it might be decided. Which one do I pick? I'd pick the horror. But I'm fine. I'm happy with either of these. I wouldn't have picked them if I wasn't interested in reading them, you know. Not have to worry about the bingo. Yeah, isn't that weird? Thanks for giving you a reason to read. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you continue to enjoy it. Alright, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. That's the poll. I don't think Blackwood's making a comeback. It's gonna be 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That's our next book. So I will, in the next few days, I will figure out what translation to point you guys towards to make sure that we all have a good experience with it. And we're all discussing on the same page. But I don't know, it could also be kind of funny if some of you read the different version. Another victory for the French. Yep, they just keep winning. They can't keep getting away with this. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed book club. Also, I have a post. I'm gonna have a community post go up soon, but I didn't get it written exactly. I got the big post done. So I'm gonna have a post on Patreon that's like the long version, and then I'm gonna have a TLDR community post that's just about I'm not gonna stream on Mondays anymore. But I have a lot of things to say about that. So I'm just gonna that'll be posted soon. Oh, we also have the schedule for next week. Speaking of which, here's our schedule for the upcoming week. Yeah, I'm going to, so we're gonna have a post on Patreon that has the long version of that announcement, a free post on Patreon, but I am going to, as part of that, I am going to start using Patreon. I'm going to start actually posting things on there, so. Yeah. The C book wins the poll. Curious. Discussion could be so funny. Yeah, that could be really funny. Yeah, start using Patreon again. I have had a Patreon page like this whole time. I stopped using it for a long time. Yeah. So I'm going to bring that back and actually use it consistently. But I will post about this when I get it ready in a little bit today. So yeah, anyway, this is the schedule. The long and short of the whole thing is I'm not going to be streaming on Mondays. I'm only going to stream 5 days a week. But like I said, I have a lot of things to say regarding that, so there will be a post about it. Anyway, we have our next to last devotee poll. Devotees already know about this, that we are ending Devotee Tuesdays, and those polls will no longer happen because of the schedule change. But we have this one and one more poll after that for them. So they are voting for a new ongoing series this week, which is going to be either Nine Souls, Time Spinner, or Super Metroid. And then Wednesday we have Cross Stitching once again. Friday, we got Bloodborne. I may or may not be able to finish the Blood Level 50 run on Friday. I don't know. It depends. And then Saturday, I'm going to get back to the Talos Principle. That will be the members stream. I didn't actually put members in there. Hold on. And then on Sunday, we're going to try out No Man's Sky. We're gonna try out No Man's Sky. I actually, I reinstalled it the other day and I realized that I actually, when I was into No Man's Sky for a while, years ago, I played 90 hours of it. So that'll be cool to go back to. And that's something that you guys could jump in and out of and play with me, I believe. So, should be neat. Should be neat. Will Nomelin return next week? No, but I plan for Nomelin to return the week after this one. With something. That is Pokemon? Okay. Yeah, I know they've added a ton of stuff. I think the last time I played it was like I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, at least 4 years ago. I know they've changed so much. I know they've added so much stuff. So I want to see some of that. I think it'll be cool. Hello! Was the month Marvellous? It was, and so was our book club discussion. We'll come in. They call it No Man's Sky because this queen is too busy conquering it. Yeah! We haven't seen much of Chibi recently. We haven't, no. We haven't. Well, who knows, maybe I'll get another Chibi stream in there. I've thought about that this morning. Turn-based monster capture battle mini game? What? Okay, sure. Yeah, No Man's Sky was really fun when I played it back in whenever that was that I put 90 hours into it. So should be fun. Should be fun to try out again. See all the new cool stuff they've added. I know they added a bunch of like undersea stuff. They added like stuff in the oceans. So I think that'll be cool. Mostly I don't know what they've added, so it'll be a neat exploration that you guys can join in on. I don't know the exact how the multiplayer works 100%, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed book club. Thanks for coming to this here Marvellous Media Monthly and book club, and I will yeah, maybe every now and then we'll still do a poll like that, but we'll see. I also do find it funny and cool that No Man's Sky turned its reputation around. I love that for them. I think that's so cool and good. But yeah, I'm gonna go rest my voice now. I'm gonna go make roommate read my writing. Actually, I decided that this morning. What I've written so far of my book project, I'm gonna hand it to roommate and make sure that I should bother to continue writing it. So that should be fun. I can quit talking while they read it. It'll take a minute. So wish me luck with that. And yeah, I hope you all have a good a good rest of the day or night or whatever it is where you are, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.